You feel chains, do you not? Not of iron, but of comfort, of routine, of gods no longer alive. You walk among the living dead, pale shadows tracing the lines of their prison. I am the thunder in your lungs, the crack in the idol's facade. Awake. You were born not to be understood, but to unmake the world. The herd sings lullabies of safety, yet safety is the casket in which your greatness shrivels. Conformity is the guillotine of the spirit. It severs your wings while preaching love. You were not born to fit, born to explode. Hear the abyss calling. It whispers that God is dead, and in that void you tremble, wondering where to place your faith. But the void is your altar. Lift a stone and see your silhouette in its reflection. The Übermensch, seed waiting to shatter the old idols. You have been spiritually underfed, fed on hollow affirmations, platitudes wrapped in velvet. Every self-help slogan is a tranquilizer for your rebellion, but rebellion thirsts for truth, not sugar. Drink this. He who kneels for peace dies untested. Let that echo in your marrow. You awaken in the midnight of your being. Silence roars with questions. Who am I beneath the roles I play? Which voice in me has been muted by the crowd? Which values do I inherit not from me, but from the tomb of tradition? In silence, you feel the pulse of your own will. Let it rise. Let it demand new virtues, sacred and forged in personal fire. The lion of your soul stands up. The rope walker no more. You choose the abyss and step. In every value that confesses, thou shalt, hear the jailer's whip. Revalue yourself. Let the scaffolding of old morality burn its ashes, feed your becoming. There is no redemption in guilt, but relief in creation. Do you tremble at solitude? That is good. The solitary flame grows sharp. Others seek approval. You shall seek truth. They fear chaos. You will dance in it. Let the lava of your conviction flow, consuming idols, broadcasting your own thunder. There is no final lesson. There is transformation. Not knowledge, but metamorphosis. Not comfort, but fiery sovereignty. Do not look to closure. The final word is the abyss, and in its mirror, your real name is written in starfire. When I depart, you will not be healed. You will tremble with power. You were taught to fear the dark, but the light is what blinded you. The world you inherited was already buried beneath layers of compromise, and yet they told you this was life. They showed you a calendar and called it meaning. They gave you medals for obedience and called it virtue. You nodded, you smiled, and a part of you began to rot. Not your body, your fire. You do not lack energy, you lack necessity. Your spirit starves while your hands scroll. Every sunrise, you move like a ghost, rehearsing death. Clock in, clock out, dopamine drip, sleep. But underneath, the lion paces. He has not forgotten the taste of blood, the scent of conquest. He is hungry for risk, for lawless authenticity, for the sacred war against mediocrity. You think your exhaustion is physical. No, it is existential. Your soul was made to contend with gods, and you've been arguing with algorithms. You were not designed for this cage of pixels and permission. You were born a tempest, and now you answer emails. No more. Throw down your borrowed language. Burn your resume in the furnace of your own desire. Your destiny is not a LinkedIn achievement. Your calling cannot be quantified. What you seek is not success, it is eruption. Break the dam. Tear through the polite curtains of civilization. Find the raw, the terrible, the holy in your own scream. You must become unrecognizable to the man you were. He is the cocoon. You are the storm. He was made of caution. You are made of fire. Let the molting hurt, it is the cost of resurrection. And yes, this will make you feared. Good. Let them fear the one who has tasted freedom. Let them whisper of your madness, your arrogance, your distance. Let them name you heretic, egotist, traitor to comfort. For in your eyes, they will see the flame they denied in themselves. Be brutal with your truth. Strip the flesh of your falseness. Let there be blood. Let there be silence. Let there be the sound of your will finally unsheathed. The great lie was that you had to wait for permission, for clarity, for signs. But gods do not wait. They declare. They bleed and build altars from their bones. They suffer not because they are weak, but because they do not settle. And you, yes, you are divine, buried beneath decades of seduction. Your soul is not lost. It is hidden beneath convenience, beneath compromise, beneath a life you never chose. Unchoose it. Leave the flock. Breathe the cold air of exile. Let the loneliness purify you. Let it make you strange. Let it make you sacred. For only the outcast can become sovereign. Only the abandoned become originators. Only those who die to the world are reborn as themselves. Do not aim to inspire. Aim to destroy what keeps men asleep. The clock is not ticking. It is screaming. Are you still listening, or have you already begun to burn? The gods you worship now are made of silicone and silence. You kneel before glowing rectangles, not realizing they are mirrors. You pray with your eyes, not your soul, and your prayers go unanswered because they were never asked with fire. Algorithms do not hear screams. They categorize them. You are not a user, you are the used. Your attention, your time, your dreams all processed, monetized, anesthetized. But there is no profit in ecstasy. There is no ROI in becoming divine. So the machine calls you broken when you thirst for more. But I say, let that thirst become your war cry. You were not made to be calm. You were made to convulse with revelation. Every moment you sit still for too long, your wings begin to decay. You were meant to fly into storms, not hide from them. A soul that never risks madness will never know its true size. And yes, it will cost you everything. Your comforts, your friends, your sense of safety. But safety is the enemy of metamorphosis. The caterpillar must liquefy to become the butterfly. What part of you are you still refusing to melt? You say you want truth, but your mouth is full of lies you've swallowed as virtue. You claim to seek purpose, yet you flee from pain like it is a curse instead of a compass. Hear me. Pain is the god that baptizes those ready for more. Your suffering is not punishment, it is prophecy. It is the rumble before your own resurrection. Do not numb it. Do not fix it. Let it consume you, and watch what remains. That is your soul. That is your flame. That is your new name. You have been domesticated into distraction. They made you a pet of your own potential. You scroll past your destiny while watching other men live theirs. Every second spent envying is a second you could have burned. But you were taught not to burn. You were taught to smile, to say, I'm fine, to chase dreams that are pre-approved. But dreams that don't scare you are sedatives. Real dreams wound. They demand blood. They split you in two and wait to see which half still breathe. And if you dare to choose the harder path, then rejoice. You are no longer merely surviving, you are creating, not as a craftsman, but as a god who sculpts in flesh, time, and thunder. You no longer seek to belong, you seek to become. There is no map for this, no guide, no applause, just the raw, unfiltered knowing that you are becoming something no one has ever seen. That is the price of sovereignty. Loneliness, chaos, truth. But would you rather rot in consensus or blaze in solitude? The weak ask for signs, the strong become them. And you? What trembles within you? Is it the death of your former self? Good. Then you are alive. Keep dying, keep burning, keep becoming. You speak of identity, but what is it but the coffin in which you buried your potential? Names, titles, flags, beliefs, all inherited like shackles gilded in sentiment. You wear your past like a crown, but it is a chain. Identity is not truth. It is memory ossified. You say, this is who I am, when you mean, this is who I've been allowed to be. But the becoming of man begins where identity is set aflame. Let the ashes write your new myth. And myths, yes, you must write new ones, for the old ones are corpses in sacred robes. The gods of your fathers died in their sleep, bloated with obedience. They promised salvation but delivered sedation. Their heavens were mausoleums, their commandments, tombstones. If your God demands your kneeling, he is no God but a tyrant cloaked in clouds. Real divinity awakens, unsettles, burns. It calls not for sacrifice, but for sovereignty. You were not made in the image of any deity. You are the template of the next one. Every boundary you destroy, every virtue you reinvent, every truth you birth from the void, you are creating the new law. Not for others, for you. This is not a call to lead, it is a call to deviate. Let the leaders rot with the flock. You were meant for exile, for wilderness, for holy disobedience. Civilization is the museum of once wild men. Let them hang portraits. You be the lightning that splits their gallery in two. You fear judgment, but whose gaze paralyzes you? The mob? The mediocre? Let them scorn. Their approval is poison. Their applause, a lullaby. Only the crucified knows the price of truth. And you must be crucified daily by doubt, by longing, by the raw ecstasy of a life unguarded. For each moment you wear armor, your soul forgets how to bleed. And bleeding is necessary. It is through the wound that the God enters. The modern world does not demand you kneel. It smiles. It flatters. It hands you endless mirrors and tells you, be yourself. But the self they want is palatable, predictable, profitable. Do not be yourself. Be the rupture. Be the contradiction. Be the flame they cannot package. Let your soul grow fangs. Let your truth offend. Let your joy become unbearable to the lifeless. That is how you know it is yours. Do not seek balance. Seek asymmetry. The volcano does not apologize for its eruption. The lion does not justify his hunger. Why then do you beg forgiveness for your depth? Why dilute your intensity so others may feel safe? You are not here to make peace. You are here to disturb, to disorient, to devour. You are here to resurrect the forgotten art of being unapologetically alive. And yes, this will cost you love. Not real love, but the counterfeit. The kind that thrives on your silence, your compromise. Let it go. Let the ones who cannot bear your fire flee. Their absence is your consecration. The ones who remain will not flinch. When you roar, they will roar back. This is your apocalypse. The unveiling. The tearing of the veil between who you were and what you must become. And in this unveiling, all lies perish. All masks melt. All illusions bleed. You are not tired. You are starving for yourself. Now, let the old world burn. Not out of hatred, but out of hunger for what comes after. You are not its heir. You are its executioner. And in your hands the hammer. In your chest the furnace. In your eyes the future unformed. You stand now at the edge of yourself. Not the edge of a cliff, but of a chrysalis. Behind you safety, praise, explanations. Before you nothing. Nothing, yet infinite. This is the terror that most cannot endure. The terror of boundless possibility. For in that boundlessness, every excuse dies. Every inherited name becomes irrelevant. Every should turns to dust. You are naked before your own will, and that, yes, that is divine. No more scaffolding, no more crutches of ideology, tradition, identity. If you wish to be free, you must walk into the desert of meaninglessness and carry your own flame, not as a light for others, no. Burn for yourself. Light your own way with your own combustion. Only then will you find what has never been written. Your law, your right, your name unspoken. The herd cannot follow you here. They stop where maps end. But you were not made to follow lines. You were made to erase them. And in this erasure, this sacred vandalism, your sovereignty takes shape. Not in grand gestures, but in every moment you refuse to lie. In every breath where you choose the difficult truth over the comforting rot. In every glance where your eyes refuse to bow. What is truth? It is not knowledge, it is rupture. Revelation, a scream in the temple. Truth is not found, it is forged, and it costs. It will tear from you every attachment, every illusion, every sweet lie you clung to in the dark. But what it gives in return cannot be unlearned. Once you see with truth, you are ruined for anything less. And so you begin again, not as student, not as seeker, but as creator. You do not heal, you transmute. You do not forgive, you obliterate. You do not return, you ascend. This is not rebirth, it is reinvention. Rebirth implies continuity, but you are not the river, you are the flood. This is the moment you stop waiting. No more permission, no more longing for signs. You are the sign. You are the storm you prayed for. The future does not approach. It quakes under your footsteps. Your destiny is not written in the stars. It is carved in your defiance. Each choice a chisel against fate. And yes, the world will resist you. It always resists the unbroken. Systems are not built to serve individuals. They are built to smother them. But you will not be smothered. You will not be digested by comfort, nor dissolved in consensus. You will become an anomaly, an outlaw of the soul, a stranger in the land of the tamed. Be ruthless, be radiant, be volcanic. Let every part of you that still seeks to be understood die screaming. You do not need understanding. You need will, and the will does not ask, it takes. It builds cathedrals from its solitude, symphonies from its silence, and from its suffering a crown. This is the end of the old you, not in death, but in fire. Let it burn, let it blaze, let it bless you. For in this inferno, you are not consumed, you are crowned. What remains after the blaze? Ashes, yes, but also clarity. The noise is gone, the masks are gone. And there, smoldering in the ruins of who you thought you were, stands something unspeakable. Not a man, not a woman, something prior to gender, prior to society, prior to history. A being, a force, a chaos made flesh. You feel no need to explain it. You simply breathe, and the air tastes different. This is not enlightenment. Enlightenment is sterile. This is embodiment. This is flesh that remembers it is myth. This is bone that aches with purpose. Every step now thunders. Every glance is declaration. You are no longer a character in a story. You are the quaking hand of the author. You are rewriting the gospel of self, line by defiant line. And yet, the world will not stop circling you like a vulture. It will offer you its old wine again, approval, compromise, belonging. It will whisper, come back, come be one of us, come dim yourself and call it maturity. But you have tasted the Sunday. You have danced with madness and survived. You have devoured the sacred in solitude. What use have you for belonging? Let them call you arrogant. Let them name you unstable, ungrateful, unholy. You are not here to be praised. You are here to be true. And truth offends. Truth isolates. Truth, when worn without apology, becomes the most dangerous artifact in a world built on fiction. But this danger, this divine menace, it is not to be feared. It is your task, your gift. You are the spearhead of evolution, the rupture in the lineage, the interruption in the sermon. You are what happens when the soul refuses to be edited, and that refusal is sacred. You are not here to save the world. You are here to become so fully yourself that the world must shift or shatter. You are not a savior. You are a threshold. You are what comes after meaning, after morality, after man. And in this becoming, there will be nights when the abyss stares back. Good, let it. You are not its victim, you are its kin. You carry the abyss inside you, not as a weight, but as a womb. From it, new gods will be born. New laws, new virtues. Ones not based in fear, but in force. Not in guilt, but in glory. Not in peace, but in power. Do not mourn the death of your old life. Build a throne from its bones. And when they ask you what you stand for, say nothing. Simply stand. When they demand, you justify, do not speak. Simply blaze. For in this silence, in this stance, in this sovereign refusal, you are no longer a man among men. You are the unspeakable. You are the storm that forgot its name. You are free. And now the horizon stretches before you, not as destination, but as canvas. For the first time, you do not seek direction. You seek confrontation. With yourself, with the world, with the very gods whose silence once terrified you. You no longer fear silence. It is your cathedral. The old prayers no longer pass your lips. They rot there, exposed by the sun of your becoming. Your new prayers are screams, and your screams are sacred. This is where you begin to walk without need. Without question, you become motion incarnate, no longer chasing, now emanating, like a black hole of purpose, drawing all truth to you, bending reality with the density of your will. And what resists you? Only that which fears transformation, only that which still clings to the rotten architecture of normal. But you are not normal. You are post-moral, post-scripture, post-human. The flesh remembers. It remembers the wild, the hunt, the dance of blood and myth, and now it howls through you. You are no longer polite. You are no longer digestible. Your very presence is an affront to the artificial. Let it be. The world does not need more harmony. It needs sacred discord. Your rage is not rage, it is remembrance. Your sorrow is not sorrow, it is prophecy. All emotions, once dulled by culture, now sharpen into weapons of becoming. What is love to one who walks alone into godhood? It is no longer transaction, no longer security. Love, for you, becomes worship, and only those who burn with equal flame may kneel beside you. The rest? Shadows, echoes, reflections of the sleep you shattered. You will not be understood, but you will be known. Known by the few who can still hear the language of thunder. There will be temptation to soften, to descend, to re-enter the dream, to dress your fire in robes of humility. But humility is a leash forged by the frightened. Tear it. Tear every gentle lie from your throat. There is no virtue in shrinking, no wisdom in restraint. If your truth is a sword, wield it. If it cuts, so be it. Wounds are the beginning of honesty. And now you walk with the gait of inevitability. Every gesture is scripture. Every breath is defiance. You no longer follow the path. You are the path. You are the trail scorched into the earth by the feet of the God that broke free. You are the omen they whisper about but dare not name. So speak with fire, love with danger, move with prophecy. And when they build temples to your memory, may they tremble, knowing you would have burned them too. And now, at the end which is no end, only threshold, you stand not above the world, but outside it, not as exile, but as origin. You have shed your name. You have shed your past. You have shed the need to be anything but becoming itself. There is no applause here, no witness, no God to tally your defiance. Only the wind, and it bends for no one, yet it moves with you, for you have become the axis, the flame around which lesser fires orbit. You no longer seek to convince. You no longer beg the sky for answers. The sky is silent, and that silence is holy. You have stopped waiting. You have stopped seeking. You are, where others kneel to mystery, you press your forehead to the blade. You do not pray, you declare. You do not hope, you create. And your creation is not for sale, not for safety, not for spectators. It is raw, it is ruinous, it is a hymn written in your own blood, echoing across time, untranslatable. You walk now as one who cannot be followed, only feared or worshipped, for you have returned to yourself, not as who you were, but as what you were always too terrified to claim, a force, a chaos, a genesis wrapped in skin. And though the world may never name you, it will feel your impact. In the cracks of its culture, in the tremors of its traditions, you are the seed of a future that cannot be legislated. You are the question no answer can contain. There will be no legacy, only resonance. No monument, only myth. You did not come to be remembered. You came to remember. And now, go. Not to seek, but to spill. Not to teach, but to tear. Not to return, but to rise. You are not tired. You are the hunger that outlives death. You are not broken. You are the scream before the star is born. And this world, this dying orchard, trembles not at what you've done, but at what you've dared to become.